A very good morning to Madam. Today, I would like to present on the topic of big data. Before I will proceed with my presentation, I would like to introduce myself. Okay, my name is Jayapriya. I'm a software engineering student. So the topic I'm going to discuss is on the big data. So you all think what is big data? Before that, I would like to explain what's the meaning of data. Data is the quantities, characteristic, or symbol on which operation are performed by a computer, which can be stored and transmitted in the form of electrical signal and recorded on the mechanical, optical, and the mechanical recording media. So what is big data? Big data is a characteristic by larger volume of different types of data. For an example, social media, website transaction is one of the example of the big data. It also consists of multiples millions of data in a minute or seconds. Is generated values from the storage and processing of very large quantities of digital information that can be analyzed with the traditional computing technology. Lastly, combination of structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data collected by organization that can be mined for information and used in the machine learning project, predictivity modeling, and other advanced analysis application. Next slide will be characteristic of big data. There are 5 general characteristics. So I would like to explain the three V of big data. The first one is volume. What is volume? Volume is the quantity of generated and stored data. For example, terabytes, record, transaction, and tables and files. Second is velocity. Velocity means provide times at which the data collected and analysis. So for example, like structure, unstructured, semi-structured, and all above. Lastly is variety. Refers to the data quality and data volume, such as batch, new time, semi-structure, and streams. These are the main characteristic of big data. Okay, this is the structure of big data. Maybe you all wonder, this is the diagram. So first is structure, semi-structure, query structure, unstructured. So the more higher is the more structurable of the big data. So first is structured data. Maybe you all wondering what is structure data. Structured data is the data that is containing as a defined as data type, format, and structure. For example, we can say as a transaction data and data in database. This is transaction that we can be done in the companies, shops, and many more places. And database, actually they store in the companies uh, when there is a lot of data, so they normally store in database. Second is semi-structured data. It is textual data fields with a discernible pattern enabling the parsing. For an example, XML data files that are self-describing and defined by an XML schema. For example, this is the picture. Normally, we will do website using this XML schema to create a website. So it's actually you can find in the website coding. Third is quadratic structure data. Is a textual data with erratic data format, can be formatted with efforts, tools, and time. For example, web click stream data may consist of inconsistent in the data volume and format. So when we go to the browser, so we will type an address. So HTTP, that is the main quadratic structure data. Fourth is unstructured data. Data has no inherited structure and usually stored as a different types of files. For example, text document, PDF, image, and videos. This is the image. They actually are different types of file. Doesn't combine together. That means of unstructured data. Okay, importance of big data. First one is cost saving. Okay, what is the meaning of cost saving? Will be big data tools like Apache, Hadoop, Spark, and many more brings cost saving benefit to the business when they must store large amount of data. So this is the one of the tools they normally use for the business to store a larger amount of data. These tools help organizations in identify more efficient ways of doing business. Second is time saving. So real-time in-memory analytics help companies to collect data from variety of sources like tools. Hadoop helps them to analyze data immediately, thus helping in making quick decisions based on learning. Third one is understand the market conditional. Big data analysts help business to get a better understanding of market situation. For an example, analysis of customer purchasing behavior helps company to identify the product sold most and thus produce those products accordingly. This helps companies to get away from their competitors. These are the three main important of big data. Okay, there is advantage and disadvantage on big data. So advantage will be better decision making. So analytics can give business decision makers the data driven instead they can need to help their companies to compete and grow. Second is increased productivity. It means tools are allowing analysis to analyze more quicker and which can be increase their personal productivity. Third one is fraud detection. So it means another common use for big data analytics, particularly in the finance service industry, is a detection. The disadvantage will be the cost. Okay, many of today's big data tools rely on the open source technology, which dramatically reduce software costs. Secondly, is hardware needs. Another significant issues of organization is the IT infrastructure necessary to support a big data analytics. The last one is cybersecurity risk. Storage big data, particular sensitive data, can be companies a more attractive target of cybersecurity. This will be the advantage and disadvantage of the big data. Summary, we can conclude that big data helps companies to make informed decision, understand their customer desire. These analysts help companies to achieve rapid growth by analyzed by the real-time data. It allows companies to defect their competitors and achieve the success. Big data technology helps us to understand inefficiency and opportunity in our company. It plays a major role in shaping in the growth today. So with today's big data, technology actually grow wider and everything can be used as a data, giving us an unparalleled access to market factor. So big data also giving advantage and disadvantage on the when we're using the big data. So that's all what I can understand through the big data. Thank you very much, madam.